Let's have a look at the construction process in detail. The foundations are completed in the normal way up to the DPC, including any external brickwork. From this point, a base course of system blocks is laid in a conventional mortar bed. The perp joints are formed using thin joint mortar. It's important to spend time on the base course to make sure it's both level and plumb. We recommend the use of Clan thin-set mortar. Mix it in a bucket following the manufacturer's instructions, using the proprietary whisk. Once mixed, the mortar stays workable for around 4 hours. One 25-kilogram bag mixed with around 6 litres of water is sufficient to complete approximately 13 square metres of 100mm large format system blockwork, which means the cost is comparable with that of conventional mortar. The ground floor blockwork is laid overhand, working from the inside. Window and door openings are set out in the brickwork at DPC level, ready for incorporation into the blockwork later on. System blocks can be easily cut with a handsaw, an electric alligator saw, or on large sites where there's lots of repetitive cutting, with a bench saw. Vertical cuts for the perps need to be accurate to ensure the joint meets and the mortar holds. Once the base course is laid, it should be allowed to become stable. All subsequent blockwork is laid using thin-set mortar for the bed and perp joints. Mortar is applied using a serrated applicator. The blocks are available in coursing heights of 214mm, 299mm or 429mm, depending upon their thickness. As an alternative to cavity wall constructions, solid walls can be built using 215mm or thicker system blocks. The process of laying the blocks is exactly the same, although the coursing height is 214mm. Movement control fabric is used to distribute any stresses that may build up within the wall. As a rule of thumb, it's generally used in alternate bed courses, depending on the design of the building, and may be used in conjunction with movement joints. It's a matter of preference whether movement control fabric is laid prior to or after applying the mortar, but it should be continuous around corners. As the blockwork progresses, the position of the window openings can be transferred from external brickwork. Any cutting of the blockwork to form the sill should be carried out at this stage. As with conventional blockwork, a temporary profile can be used to form the opening. Lintel bearings are cut where they're needed, as the blockwork is normally coursed to the underside of the floor joists. Conventional mortar is used to bed the lintels because it allows more adjustment in level. Commonly available proprietary combined lintels can be used. These need temporary support to the outer tray to prevent forward rotation. Once bedded and levelled, blockwork is cut to course over the top. As an alternative, steel box lintels can be used for the inner leaf, and a steel angle is built into the brickwork. Whichever type of lintel is used, a DPC tray should be installed. This may be built into a suitable bed joint or face fixed to the blockwork when the brickwork is built up. To reach the higher levels of blockwork, temporary staging such as bandstands and boards may be necessary. The blockwork is laid to joist bearing height, at which time an external scaffold needs to be erected to allow safe access when installing the floor. Floor joists can be built onto the inner leaf and blockwork infilled between the joist ends, making sure that it is properly sealed. If the joists bear onto a party wall, they should be built into joist hangers. Proprietary weather-protected chipboard decking can be laid as the permanent floor finish and used as the working platform. From the top of the joist, the blockwork continues, again from the inside, using the same procedure as the ground floor. On reaching ceiling height, the roof plate is bedded in conventional mortar to allow adjustment in the ceiling level. The joists are then strapped down in the conventional manner. At this stage, the scaffold will need extending to allow any gable walls to be constructed. After the trusses are fixed in position, the verges can be completed prior to felting and battening. Various forms of cassette roof are available to maximise space for rooms in roofs. Once the roof is felted and battened and the doors and windows are fitted, the weatherproof envelope is complete. Carpenters, plumbers, electricians and dry liners can get to work inside the house, while the exterior finishing and roofing is taking place. For cavity wall construction, the cavity insulation and the external face. For solid wall construction, external insulation is fixed directly to the blockwork and finished with sprayed or hand-applied render, Alternatively, insulated brick slips can be used, depending on choice of external appearance.